Okay, so yesterday, Sniperwolf docs Jack's films. You know this already. If you're watching this video, you already heard about it. I don't know how else you would have found this video. So let's just dive in. A bunch of people are calling for SS Sniperwolf, Sussa Sniper, however the fuck you want to say your stupid dumbass name, calling for her to be deplatformed. And I'm just gonna go on record and say I personally agree 100%. Like, this is completely unacceptable behavior. Like, her showing up at his house already hugely inappropriate, like just wildly inappropriate response on her part. If she wanted to talk, there were numerous different ways that she could have done that instead. She could have sent him an Instagram DM, she could have probably emailed him or whatever the fuck. There's so many different ways she could have contacted him if she actually wanted to just talk. But then posting his house for everyone to see, obviously that's like a whole second other step. Like, again, completely unacceptable. Obviously, like, anyone with two brain cells to rub together is going to say as much. You don't need to hear that from me, but just so you know where I stand. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction here. YouTube is not going to do anything. Not jack diddly squat. Why? Because they never do. And I'm not just talking about with Sniperwolf, although Sniperwolf particularly seems to have some kind of weird favor there. It's insane that she's been promoted by them the way she has. It's insane that she got as far as she did, despite, well, you don't need to tell me. You don't need me to tell you why she's a shitty YouTuber. But anywho, yeah, YouTube has shown repeatedly in the past that they quite frankly do not give a shit about how their creators behave if they reach a certain threshold of popularity, a certain threshold of clout, you know what I mean? And, like, let's be honest, this is a consistent and clear pattern. You know, look at guys like Onision, who have shown, well, allegedly, been, he's been exposed as a groomer and an abuser, and, he has effectively been deplatformed because, he gets, like, a few thousand views, like, per video lately. But YouTube personally, they did absolutely nothing to step in. Despite that despite numerous people coming forward about him, YouTube just doesn't care. They really don't. Another example, in my opinion, would be Eugenia Cooney, who basically profits off of her eating disorder, despite the fact that teen girls will literally be in her comment section talking about how she's their thinspo. Imagine, like, seriously, just imagine the harm that she is doing to the world through her YouTube channel. And YouTube, again, just doesn't care at all. This is sort of a smaller scale in terms of, like, how many subscribers he has. But look at guys like Quantum TV, for instance, who literally has made actual, like, hate speech. Like, I don't know if you heard about his Pulse comment. I don't know if I even want to repeat it because it was such an incredibly vile thing to say. But let's just say if you don't know, he commented on a post of two LGBTQ plus women. He referenced Pulse in a very dark way. Like I said, I don't want to repeat it because what he said was so incredibly horrible. I believe he also doxed Actman's mom as well, if I remember correctly. Not too sure about that, but even if he didn't, the first thing is the main point. But yeah, the point is, if you can get big enough, YouTube will not punish you for, like, they might punish you for, like, ironically, like, breaking their own terms of services. Like, if you show something that is, like, pornographic, obviously they'll take your video down or whatever, and, that's good. Leafy, got his whole channel deleted because he was a bully, and I know I'm probably in the minority here. I was not sorry to see Leafy go. But even then, I gotta play devil's advocate a little bit here and say, like, at least Leafy was just being a dipshit online. He wasn't, at the time, he wasn't promoting actual hate speech. He wasn't doxing people. He wasn't having any kind of in-person interaction with, anybody that he like made fun of. He wasn't stalking anybody. But again, if you break their terms of service, sure, YouTube will do something about that. But if you are actually doing real world harm, YouTube does not give a shit. They do not, and they have repeatedly proven this to be a pattern over the course of years. So, yeah, that's just me weighing in. I know I'm being pessimistic, here, but I really don't think YouTube is going to do anything about Sniperwolf. They should, but they won't, and I'm calling it here. I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong, because it would be great, if the big league YouTubers weren't just like characters from The Boys and they could just do whatever the fuck horrible shit they wanted and just get away with it. But honestly, I think that is the case. So, yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, especially if you watched me all the way to the end. Really appreciate it. Have a good night. Be well.